Painting of enslaved persons for sale, 1861. The original sketch was 1853, and the painting began 1861, and that painting is currently being held in the Hines Collection at Washington, D.C. Eric Crow was born on the 3rd of October 1824 in London. Him and his family moved to France in 1826 in search of work opportunities where his father got a job working for the Morning Chronicle. Crow was introduced to the liberal and artistic circles of France at a young age. Crow had a little initial success as an artist in London. In 1846, Crow had his first succession in the British art world. In 1851, as his art career failed to take off, Crow turned to writing. After returning from America, Crow was re-inspired to pursue art. His first series of works focused on the conditions of slavery, which he has been exposed into his time in America. From 1859 to 1900, to supplement his art career, Crow worked part-time as an itinerant inspector of government art schools for the Department of Science and Art of South Kingston Museum, which is now called the Victoria and Albert Museum. In his book With Thackeray in America, Crow explains that he went to the auction with ideas of a possible dramatic subject for a pictorial illustration in his mind and took some paper and a pencil with him. There, in the last and largest storeroom, he found the scene that he described. On rough benches were sitting huddled close together, neatly dressed in gray, young Negro girls with white collars fastened by scarlet bows and white aprons. The form of a woman clasping her infant ever touching seemed the more so here. There was muscular field laborer sitting apart, a rusty old stove filled up another space. Having rapidly sketched these features, I had not time to put my outline away before the whole group of buyers and dealers were in the compartment. I thought the best plan was to go on unconcernedly, but perceiving me so engaged, no one would bid. The auctioneer who had mounted his table came down and asked me whether, if I had a business store and someone came in and interrupted my trading, I should like it. This was unanswerable. I got up with the intention of leaving quietly, but feeling this was savior of flight. I turned round to the now evidently angry crowd of dealers and said, "You may turn me away, but I can recollect all I have seen." At the time, nobody wanted to bid on the painting as back then people didn't feel as though slavery could be represented in art form and never had been before, both by the slaves themselves and everybody else. This painting was one of the first times that slavery had been represented through art. Crow hadn't fully understood what he had witnessed as he was from Europe and felt as though he had given a new perspective and was raising questions people were too afraid to bring up or ask through his work.